Welcome back to Slushie Review. This is Keith.
And this is Chris.
And today we have the honor of reviewing Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness on Mother's Day, MOM.
Yep.
That is today. And it's a very vast movie, so we should probably get straight into it.
Let's do it.
If I could say so myself.
Yeah.
But let's talk about these slushies real quick. Today I'm drinking pina colada, some random orange flavor, red flavor.
I was going to ask you if you ever figured out what that was.
No. At this point, I'm just drinking ice. I don't fucking know. Flavored ice.
I mean, that's a slushie, but
Same. You're right.
Flavor indeterminate, at least.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
Grande.
It wasn't even labeled.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay. It wasn't iced tea because the iced tea was on the other side.
It wasn't that.
So I was like, cool.
It wasn't cherry because the cherry was next to it, unfrozen.
It was very liquid.
Yeah.
And blue raspberry is what I had. Pina colada, blue raspberry, and an undetermined, nondescript red.
Mystery flavor.
And then what'd you get?
I just got straight up Coca-Cola.
Fucking stupid. I can't.
Next stop, Cucamonga.
Oh man, he's such a kid lover, little kid lover.
God, no.
Not you,
Michael Scott.
Michael
Yes,
Scott.
come on.
Just gotta let everybody know where's.
He's got to let it be known right from the start.
But yeah, so those are our slushies. Besides that, we'll be right back with a word from our sponsors. Thank you for listening. We definitely appreciate it. Make sure you follow us at Slushie Review on Twitter at Slushie Review. You can also check us out on YouTube. Just search Slushie Review. We pop up. We're the first result. And then check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. And also, coming soon, Instagram. Follow us on IG.
The gram.
At Slushie Review Podcast.
Yes.
We just started it. Need some followers. Need some likes. And welcome back to Slushie Review and Superman's the Best. Now that's the housekeeping's out of the way.
That's how it's gonna be, huh?
We got yeah. Yes. Oh.
Right. You want the big dog? You want the big dog? Fuff.
Too much. Too far.
Nope. No.
Yeah. All right, let's we're gonna start with the cast first.
Christ, here we
With,
go.
young Chris. It's a very formidable cast.
Baby. All right. We haven't seen a cast this good since the last one. Since No Way Home, honestly.
Facts.
This one might even we'll let you be the judge of which is the crazier movie, you being the viewers or the listeners, because I'm not sure.
Also, spoiler alert.
Oh yeah, big time.
Big time.
Big time.
Big time.
Big time.
Big time. Spoiler alert.
I'm not gonna say it that way, but
I mean, hey. They do it on I Love You, Man. That's where I got it from. Remember, it's like, why do you sound Jamaican? He's like, no, I'm Irish. Big time.
slap at the bed.
The bed.
Good movie. God.
Good times.
Fucking Lou Ferrigno.
Fucking show's gonna be out.
He's not in this movie. Sorry.
Do we do that movie yet?
I Love You, Man?
Yeah.
No.
Why not?
We could.
We need to.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna after X-Men. We're doing Turtles for sure. We've said this because you've been asking, and I'm like, yes, let's do it. We just haven't got to it yet.
I know.
That's it.
I know. We're working there.
Yeah, but Turtles first for sure. Let's
Okay.
do Turtles because I think we're gonna do all of them. The 3 and then the 2.
It's gonna be. No, there's more than that. There's
Movies?
one. There's one more than that. Yeah.
I thought it was just.
There's the 3 from the 90s. There's one CG one from like 2007. And then there's the 2.
TMNT.
Yeah, and then there's the 2 Michael Bays.
Did you like that one?
I did.
I did too.
Just me like
Because I
like I wasn't going to. Did you like that one?
I said it the way I like. I wasn't, and I was like, "Oh no, I did like it," because I downloaded it when I was in school.
There you go.
And I was like, oh, "Okay, this is." I think I only watched it once.
It had a good cast in it too.
See, I wasn't really hip to all that at the time, so I have no idea who was in it. No, you told me Chris Evans was in it. He was Casey Jones.
Casey Jones. Patrick Stewart's in it. Buffy the Vampire Slayer is April. None of the Turtles, I don't think, had any like big actors for any of them.
Yeah.
Kevin Smith's in it for like a line. I liked it. It felt like a weird movie, but I still enjoyed it for what it was.
It was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really weird, but it was cool.
Yeah.
And I also saw the bootleg version.
There you go.
I probably watched that at Wolverine, and one of them stuck with me for a bad reason.
Yeah, not for the right reason.
So I was like, TMNT, I don't know what that is, but let me tell you about this shitty Gambit movie.
Don't let Channing Tatum hear you say that.
Listen, I mean, he wasn't in it.
Aww.
He wasn't.
Aww.
Not my fault.
No.
I mean, I wouldn't have cast him either, but
Probably his fault.
Same.
I don't know.
He's probably jet lag or
I've
something.
heard people say that he's like from the area, like he's from the South or this and that, and where he can do the accent and he loves the character. Fine. I just don't see it.
Let me tell you why I don't believe that. Because people are full of shit. But not that. Because people who are from the South will eventually play somebody from the South. He hasn't in any of this movie. We know Matthew McConaughey's from the South because he never changes his accent.
That's fair.
Okay, we know he's from the South. But anyone else? No, we don't. Like, come on now. Show me that accent if you got it.
Okay.
He ain't got it.
Okay. That's a good point.
Remy LeBeau? Where? Yeah, in your bra.
Whenever I hear so like, every time in my head I follow it up with that.
I text you that one time.
Yes.
Yeah.
It
made zero
I read
sense.
it that way, of course.
It made zero sense.
But I got it. I knew exactly what you were going for. You're full of shit.
That's it.
Yeah. In your bra. 105.
I gotta watch that movie again.
Same.
It's a good movie.
All right. Cast of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, all over, up and down, and crossways on this bitch. Here we go.
Spoiler alert.
Number 1, Benedict Cumberbatch as Dr. Stephen Strange. Who knew?
I mean,
he was like 4 Doctor Stranges. It was good.
really
Elizabeth Olsen back as Wanda/Scarlet Witch. Saw her in the trailer also. Next up, returning Chiwetel Ejiofor as Baron Mordo, who we haven't seen him since the first Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah, we haven't.
And I was under a different impression about some people's role in this movie just because of my brain, but his was one of them. Next up, Benedict Wong as Wong, Sorcerer Supreme Wong. Still, he does not lose his title the whole movie.
And you gotta bow.
It is the custom.
Yeah.
Yes. Next up, hang on, let me go back. Xochitl Gomez as America Chavez. Nice. Thank you. And thank you, Google, because I got some help. Rachel McAdams as Dr. Christine Palmer. Michael Stuhlbarg as Dr. Nick West. What the hell, name some people. Sheila Atim as Sarah. And then we'll jump down a ways because she was in like 2 scenes, so she gets one.
She had a pretty big scene.
Yeah. And we're going down. All right, here's where we get into the crazy shit. Haley Atwell as Captain Carter. If you watched What If, you're hip. If not, fuck you. Lashana Lynch as Captain Marvel.
Damn, she's here early.
Yeah, we're not going to do that one yet. Julian Hilliard as Billy and Jet Klein as Tommy. If you watched WandaVision, you know that they're her children. If you didn't watch WandaVision, fuck you.
Same.
Not doing that one yet either.
Nice.
Next up, we've got Ruth Livier and as Elena Chavez, Ches Lopez as Amalia Chavez, America Chavez as mothers. Then we've got Bruce Campbell as, was it Pizza Papa? Pizza Papa always gets paid as the pizza ball vendor from another universe. Then we've got... Okay. We all knew he was in the trailer.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. We've already said it, but sometimes you got to protect people from themselves. Patrick Stewart, Professor Charles Hover Chair Xavier. He had the yellow chair, and we're going to get there.
Remember we talked about that? I think the last episode.
Because it was missing from the X-Men movies, and we were like, we wanted it.
I did. I've been saying it.
We all wanted it, and we
the whole time. And then you pull it up in that rust bucket.
And then the biggest surprise of them all, even though, a man can dream, Keith. And sometimes people get what they want.
I dreamt a dream.
Randall Park as Reed Richards. No, it's just kidding. It's John Krasinski, good old gym bag.
I couldn't even stop staring at this fucking beard. I was like, look at this guy.
He was so tall, too.
Well, yeah, he was.
I mean, because he's like 6 foot 90 pounds.
He was also stretchy.
Gumby has a better body than him.
Same.
And he's stretchy also.
He was...
That's his deal, man.
I need
and then
more.
Yes. And then in a post-credit scene, spoiler alert, Charlize Theron as Clea.
Do we know who Clea is?
I Googled her. Because I felt like I had...
Chris.
No,
I'm just playing. Sorry.
It didn't really take that long either, let me tell you. Came right up.
Buzzing.
Heyo.
Left me out.
I feel like I had heard the name before or something, but I wasn't sure, so I looked into it a little bit. And I guess I kind of got spoiled on it.
Oh, did not tell me. Oh, like...
Because that little news thing I showed you on my phone, where I swipe off the thing. They showed a picture of her character from the comics, and it said her name, and it said who she is, and I was like, huh. Oh no. Anyway, and then I just went away from it.
Just now?
No, before.
This was before.
Before, probably yesterday.
See, guess what though? As long as you don't remember,
yeah,
then it didn't happen.
Also, I didn't really know who she was.
That's okay.
But I kind of know who she is now. Not a ton, but I know of her.
So now, will this spoil anything in the future?
Maybe.
Anything?
What I've looked up?
Yeah.
Maybe.
When I say spoil, we're about to go see Thor in 2 months.
No.
Okay.
Not that.
But the next Doctor Strange is going to be prevalent, maybe?
Almost definitely.
Okay.
She's probably going to be a sidekick character in that.
Yeah,
for one,
yeah.
But,
let me know then. Who is she? No, I want to know that.
Apparently, she becomes in some version she becomes his wife.
Oh,
because that's when he said you got no bitches in any universe from that funny tweet.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was like, maybe you might.
I like it.
Yeah. Also, she might take his gerb.
Take his what?
She might take his jorb. Or somebody's job, because apparently she becomes Sorcerer Supreme at some point in the comics, at least.
Nice.
But I don't know that Wong ever became Sorcerer Supreme in the comics.
Yeah, but to be fair, there's been a couple of Sorcerer Supremes.
Fucking Doctor Doom was Sorcerer Supreme for a minute, and he was a boss.
So see, that doesn't really bother me, and it's not really a spoiler for me because there's so many different universes, which that's what I love Marvel about, is that, I mean, Spider-Man had the Sorcerer Supreme at one point. So
because the title of Sorcerer Supreme Doctor Strange was not the Sorcerer Supreme in this movie, but he was the main character of the movie because it wasn't Wong in the Multiverse of Madness.
No, it wasn't. And it could have been. I would have watched that.
I would have, yes.
I would have saw that.
Definitely.
For sure.
If Wong gets his own fucking movie or series or something, I'm in.
Yeah.
Because as Ronnie Cheng said,
always bet on
Asian.
Bet
on Asia.
Same, I know.
Hilarious.
A meal. That hot.
You gotta pull those punches.
Yeah, no, good.
Yeah, but that is the cast of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I'm going to throw it over to Keith for the plot of this movie.
Okay.
Get him.
Multiverse. That's the end all be all. No. So
Multiverse is what brings us here today.
Marriage. Okay, so as the events of Spider-Man No Way Home, the events of WandaVision No Way Home, and as the events of What If, all that is a culmination up to this point. Fair.
Yes.
So
at least in some capacity. Yeah.
Yeah, we get like 5 characters from What If, basically. If you include the monsters, we get like 5 of those characters. We also get the multiverse from Spider-Man, and then we get Wanda from WandaVision, and all that basically in totality, it's a ball of shit, and we need to sort that shit out. And who has to do that? Doctor Strange, basically. Yeah. So basically, and then with that being said, the plot of it is America Chavez, who's a new character. She can travel the multiverse willingly but unwillingly. She doesn't know how to control it, so she only travels the multiverse when she's scared. So in the very beginning of the movie, we see her and Doctor Strange working together to get away from some creature, trying to get to a book. As you know, this is a magic movie, so obviously there's always some kind of book of whatever. So, but at the very beginning, and then we find out it's a dream, technically. And then we actually meet America Chavez in real life, and Doctor Strange meets her in real life, not in his dream. And they have to. America Chavez is being chased again by another monster. Doctor Strange and Wong save her. And then he goes to Wanda to ask her for help with the multiverse. And she's just in a garden. She's doing some pruning. She's doing some cutting and snipping. And she's like, this is bliss. I'm living a peaceful life, Doctor Strange. And Doctor Strange comes and he goes, I need your help. I have a girl with me. Her name is America Chavez. She can travel the multiverse. Sorry. Let me start that over. He said, there's this girl. She can travel the multiverse. I don't even think he says girls. There's somebody I'm trying to protect who can travel the multiverse. And do you have any experience with that? And she was like, Vision always said she called him Viz. Viz thought it was real and thought it was dangerous. And Doctor Strange's like, oh, it's both. And she's like, oh, okay, cool. And they're talking. And then all of a sudden she goes, you know what? I can help you. Just instead of being in Camertage where they were at, which if you watch Doctor Strange 1, you know where that is. And she's like, instead of Camertage, why don't you bring America Chavez here and I can protect her better? And then, just like every movie when this happens, they all stop. They look around. She hangs her head. You never told me your name, did you? He goes, no. And after that, calamity ensues.
Man.
And that's a plot of Doctor Strange.
Honestly, yes. We're going to get through the rest of it.
Yeah, pretty much. So let's get to some likes of this vast, amazing movie. Oh, you go first, Chris.
All right. So it wasn't the first thing I wrote. Actually, no, I think it was. I just wrote auto tie. He tied his own tie with magic. I just liked it.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was like, I honestly, I'm fucking 34 years old now. I would still need to look up a fucking YouTube video how to tie a tie.
I used to tie ties for 7 years on my job. We had to wear a tie. So as a manager, even as a server, I tie tie. I haven't worked that job in 5 years now. Bro, it's tough. I can get an okay looking one, but it wasn't as good as it used to look.
I don't think there was ever a time in my life where I could like, oh yeah, let me tie that tie on myself real quick.
To be
without
fair,
help.
I also have a bigger neck now, so I mean that makes a huge difference. But yeah, that was actually super cool because I remember I remarked, I was like, hey.
Well, good. It's real quick, very very quick. Like
Same.
Amounts to nothing, but that's the first. That was my first one.
Okay, my first Wong. Wong could do no wrong.
Never has. Never has. Probably never will.
I assume not.
So far,
so good.
Unless there's some evil Wong out there in another universe.
I mean,
even then, he'll probably be fucking cool too.
He'll be cool. He might be evil.
Yeah.
But listen,
you can be both.
Let me tell you something about.
I've seen Darth Vader.
Same.
I've seen Kylo Ren. I liked him better when he was just being bad, but I've seen it.
And guess what? As we know, Sometimes it feels good.
It makes me happy. Makes me feel good.
And as far as evil goes, we all know Kylo Ren is the evilest of evil.
Honestly.
Because Darth Vader was kind of a bitch.
In the movies, he wasn't
Rogue One, he was cool.
Well, Rogue One, he was the fucking Terminator.
Same. I want to see what he's like in this new Obi-Wan series, though.
Same.
Because my boy is coming back, Hayden.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited.
So is everyone else. Now.
Who?
Like the internet. You know, the same people that hated the fucking prequels as soon as they came out until, like, about the time the sequels came out.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they had grown up because they had watched it when they were kids and they had, you know, didn't hate them.
Idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw a topic. It was like, Qui-Gon Jinn said he could come back, but he only wants to come back if there's a movie. He doesn't want to come back on TV anymore. He's like, I don't want to do TV. Because it's Liam Neeson. He's like, I don't need to do TV. I was like, well, listen. He said, if I have to go back doing TVs, I'm going to start beating up black guys again. So, what's up?
Is that... What?
You didn't hear about that?
No.
Like 2 or 3 years ago. He was like, to be fair, he was like, back in the day, he was like, I was really racist. He's like, I was really a piece of shit. He's like, so at night, he's like, because I was conditioned to think that black people are bad, I would go out with a knife and look to find and try to fight black people. He was like, I never found anybody. And I'm like, thanks.
Good, yeah.
Good? Because, you know, I don't think he's from America. So
no.
Wherever he's from, that's where he used to do it at. I'm like, so you probably walk around your white neighborhood with no black people around. Like, I can't wait. Yeah, it was a whole thing. It was a whole thing.
Just imagine him just,
I was like,
with a knife, just looking around.
Yeah.
I can't believe there's nobody out here.
Right. Like, they're lucky.
Yeah.
Like, he might think he's Batman. Like, yeah, they're staying away from me.
Yeah, he's like, oh, it's working.
Yeah, but that was his whole thing. He was like, yeah, I was terrible. He was like, I was a piece of shit. And I'm like, and in my head, I didn't listen to the interview. I just saw that part of it. And I was like, I don't care about the rest.
Honestly,
yeah. I would never admit that. I would have never, because who's going to ask you that? Like, hey, did you used to be racist?
Did you used to go out at night and try to fight black people? Like, specifically?
Right.
Only?
Right.
Like, hey, you want to fight? Are you black? No.
Nowadays, you can't tell.
You got lucky. You got lucky.
I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, first off, so that's A. When did it change?
That's also a good question.
Because I need to know that too.
Maybe try to fight a black dude and he beat his ass. And he was like, oh.
I need to turn over a new leaf.
I was like, I got to do something about this.
But yeah, that was a whole story like 2 years ago. Like during the pandemic, he was just like, yeah, he was just walking around. I'm like, what the fuck?
Huh. No, I never heard about that.
Yeah, I thought it was hilarious because Michael Che did a joke. Mm-hmm. We don't need the police. We just need Liam Neeson walking around. So anyway.
God damn.
I don't know what we're talking about, but Wong was my first like. Just because Wong is cool and he's sweet and he's amazing. He's a Sorcerer Supreme. So why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he be great?
He's been in all the new movies except for Black Widow.
Fair. That's true.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's my first like.
Yeah, I agree. Wong was great. He made fucking everyone else is like doing regular magic shit. He made magic swords. He made a magic fucking like scorpion rope dart.
Oh, that was so good,
dude.
That was so good.
He
almost died.
Yeah, and he's the fucking Sorcerer Supreme, man.
And
like we said, we know it doesn't mean you're the star of the movie, but it means you're the fucking Sorcerer Supreme on Earth.
Pretty much the bee's knees.
Yeah, and everyone has to bow to you, or they should, because it is the custom.
Yeah,
and people will also die so that you don't have to.
That's why I like being a boss.
Yeah, he was good. And I honestly, like when he fell off that cliff, I was like, he's probably all right.
You did say that to me. You're like, you know what? I'm going to assume.
But I was also kind of helping to reassure myself. I was like, he has to be okay.
Which you also said.
Yeah.
He has to be okay.
He has to, right?
Right. But yeah, that was my first like. I'll let you. What's your next like?
Okay, my next one. I like America Chavez.
America Chavez
she was
great.
Fucking sweet.
I didn't write her down, and every time I was about to, something happened, and I was like, okay, I got to look at this.
her like I this is a character who I'm aware of, but I never really like looked into in the comics because again, there's a million fucking comics and a million characters. Same. And if I can jump off here for a second, I think I probably talked about it in the last superhero movie thing we did. There's like a steep fucking entry point for like comics, Marvel, DC, whatever, but especially Marvel and DC because they've been booted and rebooted a million times over.
Right.
So like I would never know where to begin.
And that's what makes it amazing because you can make a movie about any part of it.
Yep.
Why not?
It makes great movies. It gives you like so much fodder for movies, but it makes the comics. I can't. It's sometimes I looked at I was at a comic shop the other day and I was like, ooh, what should I get? And I didn't get anything, but I was like, this is fucking overwhelming. And I didn't get anything.
Oh yeah, facts.
Because I looked at a wall of books, like collections of books. And I was like, I could start with the first one, and I'd still be behind.
Yeah, at the end of this movie, we were driving home. My son was like, I think I'm going to have to start reading comics because I don't know what's going on. And I'm like,
you can try.
Same.
You will try.
Listen, comics have the high ground, okay?
Always. Marvel has like a subscription service thing. I thought about it a couple times. Yeah, like a digital subscription thing. It's like you can just read a bunch of comics. I was like, I'd still be overwhelmed.
I like not knowing.
That's fair.
And I've said this a million times. I love not knowing. I love going into a movie like, let's see what this is about to hit for.
Yeah, because she's a character that I didn't really know anything about.
Yeah.
And all I knew was like she had the star jacket, and part of me assumed, because I think like at some point she's called like Miss America or something.
Okay.
I assumed she had like some sort of Captain America type thing where she was like a super soldier. Nope.
No, not at all.
No.
She is a beast though.
Yeah, she opens the multidimensional portals. They look like big fucking sweet stars, which is awesome.
That was amazing.
They look great every time.
I was like, we're about to hit Mario World right now.
And dude. And then when she was in that fucking containment glass box, and dumbass Dr. Christine Taylor was trying to smash it with a fucking fire extinguisher. America Chavez was like, sees a little crack in it, doesn't even punch where the fucking thing is cracking, punches like a foot above it, and the whole thing just like spider webs out in the shape of a star.
There was a crack in it?
Tiny one.
I did not see that crack.
It was like, maybe not even a crack, like a chip, like coming out of it from Christine Taylor's side.
Oh, really?
And she just put some 5 right on it, and that whole thing, like in the shape of a star, just like spider. I was like, that was fucking cool.
That was pretty sweet.
And at the end of the movie, she didn't beat her, Wanda. Like, she didn't beat her. She
was kicking her ass.
But she caused her to lose.
Honestly, at one point, Wanda could have been like, she's kicking my ass. Like,
do you mind?
She was getting her. I was like, man, she was hitting her with those star punches.
Yeah, dude. She socked her, like 3 fucking stargates open up behind her. That was sweet. And I look forward to seeing. And apparently she's learning magic now. Yeah, this is going to be interesting.
I like that. I like that. Yeah, good times, man.
I liked her because I like when I get to see old favorite characters, which we'll see more of. I like when I get to see old favorite characters that haven't shown up yet. Yeah, which we'll get to there. Yeah, and I like when new characters show up who I don't really know anything about because it's a new character to learn about, and it's a new character. Like, oh, that's new. I can like that, or it's new. I can learn more about that.
I know I've went off on this tangent before. I'm gonna go off on it again because sometimes you just gotta knock some people off their pedestal. You know what I mean?
That's what you do, isn't it? You get up under their skin, you knock them off their pedestals.
It's facts, 100%. And the way Marvel is trending, it's amazing. And okay, Iron Man's not here. Captain America's no longer available. Thor, we don't know what he's on a spiritual retreat. We'll see what happens in July.
He's getting fit.
He's working out. I like it.
He's getting juiced.
I'm happy about it. But also, Shang-Chi, Yelena, America Chavez. we're about to get woman Thor out.
I'll throw Kate Bishop into the mix.
Oh, Kate Bishop. Kate Bishop. Oh. Are you saying my name so that I can start trusting you? Maybe.
Kate Bishop.
This was a girls' night. It was so good.
Yeah.
Stay out of my way. I love it.
I'll kill you.
Yelena, she's the best.
Yeah. Moon Knight.
Moon Knight. Sorry, I was dreaming about Yelena. But yeah, Moon Knight. What's the other girl from Moon Knight?
Layla.
Did we talk about her suit? Oh,
that was legit.
She had the wings.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, let's fucking go. I'm sorry. Everybody, let me tell you something. I liked Iron Man. I really did.
Yeah.
Every new character is better than Iron Man. You can't tell me Moon Knight's not better than Iron Man. Like when he suits up, even when he's Mr. Knight, when he's just the little suit, and great. Jake, easy. Shang-Chi, way better than Iron Man. I'm sorry, bro. 10 rings, easily. My God, easily. I don't care who uses them, whether it be Shang, whether it be his dad. The 10 rings are amazing. Punch a hole through your chest. Forget that little whatever he had on Tony Stark. But yeah, every character has been and like you said, there's so many to get from.
Yeah.
Not even just characters, but stories.
They have a way of just like taking these characters that nobody knew who the fucking Guardians of the Galaxy were. Like if you didn't read comics, you didn't know who chances are you didn't know who the Guardians of the Galaxy are. Now they're fucking household name.
Had no idea.
They've had 2 of their own movies. They were in Infinity War and Endgame. They just had a fucking video game come out not too long ago, which I just finished the other day and was pretty fun. They got another movie coming up. They have a Christmas special coming up.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. But
they're gonna be in the next Thor movie, at least for a little bit. They have their own movie coming after that, plus the Christmas special. Literally, they were like not super big deal characters, but in the MCU, they elevated them to their fucking household names essentially.
Same.
And they can do that with pick a character. They can probably fucking do it with them.
So the reason why I brought that up is because the last time I went on this kind of tangent, we were just talking about how the reason why people are hating it is because they're moving away from stereotypically white heroes, and now we're getting heroes of different brands and nationality and sexuality and stuff like that. That's okay, because that's a world we live in, and that makes it so much better. Because honestly, I've said this. We can go back and watch and listen to Shang-Chi. But in the Shang-Chi episode, it made me like, I'm not Chinese whatsoever, but it made me like proud for their heritage to see that and to see what's her name's her whole arc of like actually like she's American Chinese, and then when she goes to China, she actually like embraces the culture, and I'm just like, see, that's what I'm talking about, man. And then you obviously got Black Panther, and the second one's about to come out, bro. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like, I haven't watched a movie yet I've been like, The Eternals was amazing. And Black Widow's been the worst movie that's come out in the past 2 years for Marvel.
Yeah, and it was still pretty good.
Yeah. To my, begrudgingly, it was good. I didn't want to like it, but I did. It gave me Yelena.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? But, yeah, man. It's going to be good.
Yeah.
So, I love the fact that you know some, because then I can just bounce off you and be like, who's that?
Yeah, see, I know some, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know all.
So, and it makes me feel good because I'm just like, and then when you're like, I don't even know, I'm like, oh, this is about to be great. I'm like, this is amazing. So, yeah.
It's going to be a wacky adventure.
Anyway, I know your like was America Chavez. It was great.
No, yeah, that's about it. Yeah, she was, because it pretty much like I liked her in the movie, but also I like that they can just take a character that you probably heard of them, maybe you didn't, but they made her important in this movie. Like she was kind of like almost like Rogue in the first X-Men, where like she didn't necessarily get to do a ton, but Rogue didn't fucking punch Magneto in the face at the end of the movie and show him his fucking dead multiversal children.
Rogue didn't do anything.
Yeah, she did way more than she did. But like, so like she was kind of the object of the movie, but also like she actually was a character and got to do shit, and you got to see like some of her past and stuff, which Rogue did also, but she didn't get to do much. But America Chavez, I thought was a boss.
Same.
And I look forward to seeing more, magic or otherwise.
Agreed.
So, next for you?
Well, the next person they showed that I wrote, Wanda. And then right after that, because of what happened, I wrote Scarlet Witch. Mm-hmm. This was, all intents and purposes, also her movie.
Yes.
She was the evil. She was the villain.
Yeah.
She was great.
Yes. She made my list also. And I wrote Wanda / Scarlet Witch also.
You gotta watch Scarlet Witch because she even said it.
Yeah.
She was like...
She's like, Wanda,
first off...
Like, Wanda could come for her or Scarlet Witch could come for her.
She was talking that big stuff. She was like, hey, I got the big guns.
And she's always going to back it up because she fucking destroyed an Infinity Stone, which doesn't matter anymore, but it fucking does. Because she did it. The only other person... The only other person who destroyed a fucking Infinity Stone was Thanos, and he had to use them to destroy them.
That's fair.
She didn't need shit except her own ability.
Yeah.
Before she was Scarlet Witch.
He can destroy, play rocks with him. Jacks. No, yeah. So she was talking big shit, and I was like, I'm here for it, because yes, again, to the same people I just called out a minute ago, to their chagrin, she's the most powerful.
We know, yeah, we know she's strong as shit.
She don't need no help. And she took on the equivalent of Captain Marvel. And
she killed her.
Yeah.
While fighting somebody else. 2-on-1.
Same. Wait, who was somebody else?
Captain Carter.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And she just killed like the other 3 people.
Yeah.
She killed them all.
She did. She was like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was, but man, at the very beginning though. So let me go back because I'm gonna get off track.
Yeah, same.
She was talking big shit. She was like, why'd you send monsters out of her? It's like, well, I'm trying to be. What did she say?
Reasonable.
Reasonable.
She
was like, I'm being reasonable. He's like, reasonable is sending monsters at her. It's like, man, it's better than me coming after her. And I was like, well,
I mean, we got there too, but yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. He was like, well, if that's reasonable. She was like, listen, just give her to me by sundown. We're good. You think that's reasonable? It's like, listen, either you can give it to me by sundown, give it to Wanda, or at sundown, you can deal with Scarlet Witch. And then she walked off. And I was like, that's when I wrote down Scarlet Witch. I was like, Scarlet Witch, she's a badass.
Yeah. Because I think when I first saw the trailer for the movie, I saw Mordo, and I was like, oh, he's probably going to be the villain.
For sure.
But then that little exchange with her and Strange, where she's like, you break the rules and become a hero. I do it and I become the villain. I don't think that's fair.
Was that in the trailer?
Yes.
I still thought...
I didn't get the sense that she was going to be the villain.
No.
I thought they were going to, like, team up.
Yeah.
And in this, like, watching that scene and everything, I'm like, that was totally out of context. That line is completely out of context.
100%.
Because she had just revealed to him, like, yeah, you're in I've trapped you. Idiot.
Yeah, because
Idiot.
She can't. We were, unfortunately, and I'm just noticing as a dislike, we were in the theater where people were talking about fucking nothing. And somebody called him out, which was amazing.
That was great.
Good for that guy. And they still fucking kept talking. I'm just like, you know what I thought? It doesn't matter what I thought.
No, I kind of want to hear it.
Well, it's nothing bad. It's nothing good either, but it's nothing bad. I just thought, I was like, okay, maybe because the one person didn't sound like a kid, but it sounded like a young adult. And I'm like, okay, maybe this person isn't equipped to understand that they need to be quiet. So I was like, maybe that's why, because he didn't say anything again.
No.
So I'm like, and they were still talking, and they were sitting right behind him. So I'm like, maybe the mom was like, hey, she can't, or so, you know what I mean? Like maybe she had like difficulties with whatever, because no one else said anything, and I was just like, But either way, fuck, I forgot what we were talking about. I don't even know why I brought that up. Oh well. It's not gonna come back to me.
So I know we were talking about Wanda, Scarlet Witch being evil, but I
don't remember. It was something they said or something, but I don't remember now. Something ridiculous. But yeah, either way, yeah, her being evil made sense after the fact. Like I said, everything, like you said, was so out of context, and I'm like, huh, that makes more sense. Oh, that's what I was saying. So they acknowledged because she woke up from a dream from her, other self talking to her sons, and they're like, "Oh, can you just imagine waking up from a dream in a Victorian bed or something?" They said,
"Yes,
yeah,
it was an apple orchard."
Yeah,
I was like,
"What?
What is this sound? What's happening?
What is this narration that I don't need?
It's fucking HGTV. What the shit?"
Yes, that's the reason why I brought that up. So they said that, and I was like, okay, like whatever, not trying to pay attention to them. And then after she said the whole "Bring America Chavez and me," she was like, yeah, distorting reality was easy. The lying was hard. And then all of a sudden, like, they're in hell. I don't know where the fuck they were, but like
New Jersey. I don't know,
dude. I was like, oh. She was just like, yeah, let's remove the facade, and it was just like red everywhere. And then she turned back into her outfit, her Scarlet Witch outfit, and I was just like, Dr. Strange, you're in hell now.
Like, Steven, you're in danger.
You need an adult.
Yeah.
So yeah, Scarlet Witch, I'll let you go.
She fucking destroyed Comertage single-handedly.
Easily.
Not easily. Killed all those people.
She was killing people like crazy.
She got in that one dude's head.
Literally.
Amazing. And just says, like, run.
Which reminded me of that thing. Run.
And he does. And he, like, bumps into, like, a bunch of people. All their shields start fucking going down, and she gets in.
Can I say about that? It makes more sense that I was watching some YouTube channel, and they're like, why is it so difficult for Doctor Strange to do the magic with Peter? And now watching that scene, just because I'm doing magic doesn't mean I don't need to concentrate. I have to concentrate because he was knocking people off, and all of a sudden the spell came down, and so Wanda was able to get in. And I'm like, see this. Like, you see it there because whoever this channel is, you need your handheld. You need somebody to tell you this. And now in this one, they show you, like, listen, they need to concentrate. So, yeah, Peter kept talking. Because I at one point I thought that too. But then, I'm watching a movie. So I'm like, well, this is what they're telling me. So I'm going to accept it. Because why the fuck would I use my own real life logic against this? Also, I don't know how to do magic.
Same.
Also, it's not real. So let's just say in this universe it is real. They know what they're doing. And guess what? He was getting fucking bombarded with other bullshit. And so anyway, so I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. She was like, run, start knocking people off. The spell came down. She started killing people.
They hit her with a fucking cannon.
That cannon was sweet.
And then she
I don't even know what they hit her with.
Ripped it off. Fucking destroyed it and killed like everybody else around it.
Well, there were two cannons. She ripped the one up and then destroyed the other one with it. I was like, shit. Oof.
And then
hoisted by their own petard.
Later in the movie, she kills the fucking Illuminati.
Same.
All of them except for Mordo.
Except for Mordo.
Steven fucking handled him with no magic. Partially.
Spoiler alert, but she snapped the fuck out of Charles Xavier's neck. I was like, man, if he's not dead, he'll be paralyzed for sure. That's
God. Yeah, he might be. He's never gonna walk again. That's what I mean.
I'll tell you that. If there's one thing I know, he won't walk again.
He'll need that hover chair. He need his hover round. He can go anywhere in his hover round. Let me fucking tell you. She killed all of them. She fucking, what happened? Black Bolt. They're like, oh, he can kill you with one whisper, and he's like, look a little fucking smug. She's like, oh, how? With no mouth, and they zoomed in on his. I looked at Keith and I was like, it's in everything. Fucking, the first thing I thought was the Matrix, and he like starts feeling on his face. He starts panicking clearly, and he's like, and his fucking head explodes from the back. Great.
I was like, shit. Yes. I didn't even know what his powers were, but I was like, shit.
Yeah.
I was like, I like this guy.
Yeah, because they showed it briefly because they said what he could do, like he could when he talks you die, and then they showed him killing their universe's Steven.
Yeah,
but he just like killed himself. That was fucking awesome. And then she like unravels Jim, and his fucking head pops at the end. Those little like red dead, amazing. She killed them all. She fucking Captain Carter cut her in half with her own shield. Ooh. Brutality. Give her the old Kung Lao.
Yeah, she did.
Cut that bitch right up the middle.
Oh man.
Killed Captain Marvel. Dropped her own fucking statue on her.
Oh, was that her statue?
I think so.
Hilarious. I didn't even
notice.
notice.
Charles. I'd say Charles put up the most fight, but he didn't.
He didn't.
Captain Marvel probably put up the most fight.
Her and Captain Carter put up the most.
Captain Carter was mostly running away, but
yeah,
Charles put up like a little bit of a mental fight.
She hit her a couple times because she snuck up on her. She was quietly running, which I know he's very, Captain America, Captain Carter, they're both stealthy.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Yeah, and she fucking killed Charles again. Got to see Charles die again. The third fucking time.
He has to stop fucking with these bitches. Because honestly, at the end of the day,
I mean, he died in X3. He died in Logan.
He did die in Logan. That's true. Who killed him in Logan? He died by himself?
I think he just died. I think either like young Wolverine killed him, or I think he just died.
Young Wolverine killed him.
I forget. It was one of the two.
That's right.
But
I didn't like that movie.
I know.
I keep saying it. I pushed it back to the end. We watch that next.
That's the next one, isn't it?
That we're watching?
Oh, you mean okay? So we're gonna do all of them. Then that's the last
we do
one.
Logan.
Okay.
Or we can do Logan. And
you
Dark
can delay.
Phoenix.
You can delay the inevitable if you want.
Dark Phoenix. I have to.
You can run from it. Hide
Listen,
from
my name is Anderson. I gotta delay.
Destiny still arrives.
Destiny fulfilled. Same.
Look where it brought you.
Back to me.
Right back to me. No, Wanda was a fucking monster. Legit a monster in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
When this movie was first announced as being like Multiverse of Madness, I think I remember seeing and hearing stuff saying like, oh, it's going to be like almost like a horror movie. And I was like, yeah, we'll see. Because everyone said that about the fucking Batman. I was like, that was nothing like it. This movie had definite like horror elements in it.
That's my next line.
There were jump scares. Wanda looked like a fucking monster with red glowing eyes. But mostly, they were fucking jump scares and creepy shit. She climbed out of that gong like she was climbing out of a fucking TV after you watched a videotape. She was a monster. And I liked it.
Yeah, that's my next like horror movie. That's exactly what I wrote.
There you go.
Because I was like, was this a scary movie? I was like, I'm not scared, but like, I'm kind of scared.
I think I got jump scared once when like the big fucking monster showed up at the Scarlet Witch mansion place. When her and Wong were there and like that the rocks fell from behind like the crumbling shit, and I was like, okay, I knew that was going to be something's going to happen. And then they just like kind of popped out. I was like, I still wasn't ready for it. They still got me. He got me a little bit.
When she was at that door, they kept zooming in, and I'm like,
the fact that they lingered on it so long, I was like, okay, prepare yourself. Something's gonna happen.
I was like,
prepare for trouble.
And then that fucking violin.
Yep,
I was like,
every time.
Son of a bitch.
You got me.
It was good. A horror movie all the way. Like honestly, and it makes sense. Sam Raimi. It makes complete sense, and I'm like, oh okay. Then I also thought, I was like, oh, this is what Spider-Man 3 should have been like. Okay, whatever. Because Venom should have been a scary movie with Venom, in my opinion. And I don't know much about it, but it'd be great. I get it. I know he's wisecracking, but Doctor Strange is too. So, we can do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, horror movie, jump scares. I mean, people dying, people getting their necks snapped. And that's the thing too. And then they, he ended up rising from the dead, Doctor Strange, and then he had to deal with souls. Like, it was legit out of a scary movie, this movie. And it was amazing.
I liked it a lot.
I never thought I would get superhero action and a scary movie in the same movie, because no other movie I can think of has been like this.
Because the Blade movies were not scary.
No. That was just motherfuckers
and they weren't trying to be.
Yeah, that was just motherfuckers trying to skate uphill. I skate uphill. So, that's...
Yes, exactly.
You can't scare me with it.
In a movie about fucking vampires, they were just sexy vampires like everything else. They weren't scary vampires.
For the most part. I don't even know how many vampires I'm supposed to care about these days. Unless you give me more Blade. Come on, Mahershala.
We're gonna.
I can't wait.
We're gonna get there.
Thought I was gonna see it in Morbius.
They should have. Anywho.
Your next like. Because horror movie was
I
my next
100% agree. My next like, our dreams are our multiversal selves. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah. Agreed.
Because it was like a kind of a quick line, but then it came back later when Doctor Strange was with like the Doctor Strange in like the collapsing universe. Like, you ever have a recurring dream and you wake up from it as if you've been pushed off a tall building, and he kind of looks kind of scared and he's like, yeah, those are probably me.
And that meant like he was killing his own self.
Yeah, he was killing like the other ones. Like, that's awesome.
Okay.
But when he wakes up from the dream, from what he thinks is a dream, and America Chavez is like, oh, that wasn't a dream. That's because I think she just says it's like, when you dream, it's your other selves from other multiverses. And she's like, I don't dream.
Yeah, because she's the only one.
Yeah, she's like, I'm the only me. I don't dream.
I love it.
And I was like, that's crazy. Because let me tell you, if that's a real thing, if that was a real thing, a lot of me's have died in fucking zombie situations.
I was gonna say, a lot of me have died at work.
A lot. Also, a lot of me have had shitty experiences waiting tables. A lot of me's have died to zombies. A lot of me's have had uncomfortable exchanges with people in parking lots of gas stations.
That's so true.
A lot of me's have had a lot of uncomfortable moments. A lot of me's have also had some weird sex stuff happen to them. Same. Good for those me's.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Maybe.
No, good for them.
Okay, well, fair.
No,
fair.
Good for them. No. Good for them.
No. That's fair.
But yeah, I just thought that was a cool, like, just concept and idea. The multiverse itself is a great concept and idea. And the fact that they did it so good in this movie. Not that I've seen it done poorly in a movie. Because also I need to see that Everything Everywhere All at Once movie. Because everyone said, because granted that came up before this one, everyone's like, oh, it's out multiversing the multiverse movies. I was like, we only really got we got a taste of the multiverse in Spider-Man No Way Home. We got a big chunky slice of it in this movie.
Well, Into the Spider-Verse.
That too.
I mean, we've had multiverse stuff, but see, it's funny because the first multiverse experience I've ever had was a movie called The One with Jet Li. Jet Li fights.
I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
It's a great fucking movie, and he fights himself. Well, there's different versions of him, and if they come in contact with each other, they get sent off to this like kind of an Illuminati thing, and they get like, sent to prison or whatever. But the best thing about it is when one of them when one of them dies, they get more. The other ones get more powerful. And there was a certain number. So there was a Jet Li going around killing the other Jet Li so he can get powerful. But because he's more powerful, the other ones get powerful too. So it's not like, so it comes down to just two left.
And they're like equally powerful.
Oh yeah, but they're like, it's so good.
It's been a minute since I've seen it. I know I've seen it, but it's been a minute.
Great fucking movie. Because then at the end, the other one doesn't die. Excuse me. The other one doesn't die. He gets casted off into a world that kind of looks like Mortal Kombat Annihilation, but he's standing at the top of like a little pyramid.
Shitty CG.
It was. I mean, it was better than Annihilation, to be fair. But it was just like a red background. It was like whatever. It was like right when they did the animality thing. And so, like, he was standing on top of this, like, pyramid with all these steps, and these fighters were coming up to him. He's like, I'm going to be the best one in this world. Like, and he starts, like, kicking ass. Like, people are falling down this fucking huge, like, it's a towering pyramid, but there's stairs leading up to it. And he's like, basically, what was that game called? You play as a kid, King of the World, King of the Hill, or something like that, where if you're at the top, you got to throw people off or whatever. That was the first multiversal kind of situation I've ever experienced. And then this, and I mean, it hasn't been done bad to me personally.
Yeah, because I would like to see that movie. that everything all at once movie. I do want to see that, but this one, like the tastes of the multiverse we got in No Way Home and Spider-Verse, everybody came to Miles' universe. Everybody came to the 616 universe in the MCU. In this one, they went to other ones. Exactly. And I was like, that was great.
That's my next multiverse, just so I can, whatever with you. But yes, I agree. Them when they were going through the multiverse,
yes,
America Chavez was amazing.
Just like falling through them.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And the fact that they talked about it, he's like, we paint at one time.
Yeah. It's hard to eat.
Or the little tidbit when he goes, like, you always gotta find. He's a rule number 1. Watch where you're going. Rule number 2, always find something to eat. Mm-hmm. How'd you pay for that? All the other multiverses is free food. I'm surprised you guys don't have free food. And I just looked at Chris like, of course, because we're terrible. We're terrible people. Yeah. 616 is a terrible universe.
Yeah.
I want to go to 615. How's that one?
And then she stole food from Bruce Campbell.
She stole food from Bruce Campbell. Exactly. But yeah.
So I think you're next.
Okay, my next I'm going to save for you.
Oh.
I'm going to let you go, actually. Because then after that, it's just, like I told you, everything.
Okay. My next was the Cloak of Levitation.
Okay.
I like it. It reminds me of the magic carpet from Aladdin.
Nice.
It flies around helping people. He, fucking commands it on shit. He was knocked out. Steven got his ass knocked out in, the first fight.
Yeah, he did.
With, I think it's called Gargantos. I thought it was called Shumagurath, but it's a different character that they apparently couldn't use due to naming rights.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought he was in What If? Shumagurath.
No. So did I. Because the only big eyeball tentacle monster that I knew of was that one, with Shumagurath.
No, I'm pretty sure they named in What If. I'm pretty sure, because that's the only reason why I knew. Because you told me it, and then it was definitely in What If.
Yeah, there was an eyeball tentacle monster, but I don't know if did they name it?
I'm almost certain they did.
Okay, I read something that's saying they couldn't use that one in this movie for some reason,
that's
film rights or something, like film versus TV or something. But yeah, I thought this is a different tentacle monster. Yeah. But he got his ass knocked out by it, and the fucking, I don't want to say the rug, cloak flies up and starts fucking slapping him around to wake him up. Hilarious.
Fair.
It saves America Chavez. It saves everybody in the fight, and then gets hit by a fucking motorcycle and gets pinned down just like he did in the Cave of Wonders when fucking dropped a rock on it in Aladdin.
Oh yeah.
I like it. I like the cloak.
Yeah,
it's almost like his little sidekick character, and I like it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always had a little bit of a personality from the first Doctor Strange movie on, when it fucking wrapped around, what's his name? I think Mads Mikkelsen's fucking wrapped around his face to save Steven.
Yeah.
And it's done a bunch of shit since then. I like the cloak.
See?
It's not, I don't know.
It's an extra character.
Yeah, it's another character to like, and it never takes anything away. It always adds to it. Fucking we had Peter wearing the cloak for a little bit in No Way Home. We had Ned wearing the cloak in No Way Home. I like it.
American Chavez wore
it. I like it.
Same.
But that was my next one. And I feel like my next one is the one that you're saving for me.
Good.
Bruce Campbell. Pizza Papa always gets paid. Hilarious. That is one thing that I did know about this movie, or that from the time that they were Sam Raimi's making this movie, I was like, oh, I hope Bruce Campbell's in it.
I think you did tell me that. I'm almost certain you said that.
And I read a thing yesterday or the day before I started muting shit on social media. It was an article that said, most Sam Raimi movies have had, everyone knows that Spider-Man, this and that Bruce Campbell has been in many Sam Raimi movies. This, Dr. Strange and the Multiverse of Madness is the movie you're talking about in this case. This movie is N ... I'm assuming he was going to say is no different. And I was like, oh, well, I assume that this means he's in this movie.
Yeah, which is cool.
And I snoozed that fucking page for 30 days. Yeah. Because how dare you?
How dare you?
But I was still happy to see him.
Yeah, because he came from out of nowhere.
Because he's just a gag character.
Yeah, for sure.
Because honestly, he was kind of the Stan Lee of the Sam Raimi verse in its own way.
True.
But I do have a separate thing for that. But yeah, I like Pizza Papa. And
I didn't even think about it. I totally forgot.
I did.
Well, I could figure it out.
But and he got his own post credit scene.
He did.
It was another like, so you stayed till the end moment.
It's over.
He was punching the shit out of himself because that's what Doctor Strange did. And it was like, he just starts hitting himself. It'll wear off. Oh, like a couple minutes? 3 weeks. And at the end of the movie, he's one side of his face looks all fucking bruised up, the other side looks all cut up, and he's punch, and it stops. It's over, and then the movie ends. I was like, this is so you stayed till the end.
And as soon as I seen him, I was like, I know who that is, but I didn't know who it was. But I was like, I think I know who that is. And I looked at Chris. I'm like, that's Bruce Campbell, right? He's like, yeah,
it was.
like, of course it is. I'm like, oh.
I was happy to see him. Because he didn't have to be a big role. And he had more lines in it than I thought he would.
Facts.
When I first saw him.
100%.
Granted, in the Spider-Mans, he had more than one line. Like, he was around for a little bit, just so you could see him. So, yeah, I'm not super surprised, but I was just happy to see him.
Agreed.
So, okay. Now let's get into the meat and potatoes of what the lights are going to be, I'm assuming.
That's basically what it is. It's 4 characters and then 2 other things. Mm-hmm. No, it's actually 1 character. It's 4 characters and 1 other thing. So I'm going to just say it. At one point, with the spoilers that we've been talking about, for me, I was just like, all caps, everything.
Yes.
I like everything that was going on at the time. And then I actually start writing down names. But this is how it worked for me. They were introducing the Illuminati. And Chris was sitting next to me. And all of a sudden, Chris goes, here we go. Mm-hmm. And I was like, he knows something I don't know. I was like, damn it. I was like, okay, I'm excited then. That's it. I just get excited. I'm like, okay, if he knows. You said it a couple times. You're like, all right.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh man. I'm like, God damn it, Chris. I was like, I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, because they were like, you're going to go meet the Illuminati. I was like,
yeah.
And then they did something else in the movie. I was like, oh, you're making me wait for it.
So it's like Illuminati comes up, and then they show Captain Marvel, but you don't know who she is. And then they show Mordo, and Mordo's like, blah, blah. And then they started naming people. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, I was excited. I'm not excited, but I was like, oh, nice. All of a sudden, you see a fucking shield.
Yep.
And then it's a British shield. And it's like Captain Carter. I'm like, oh, okay, Captain Carter. I was like, what if I see you? I was like, okay. I didn't write anything down after that. I didn't say, oh, I like Captain Carter, because I was just like, okay, Captain Carter, cool. Then, next up, they show, what's his name? Sonic? No.
Black Bolt.
Black Bolt. And I didn't know who that was. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Somebody. Yep. And I was like, but that's cool. Then they're like, Captain Marvel. And I was like, Brie? But it wasn't Brie. It was Rambo.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, okay. You know me. I like a black Captain Marvel. You know me. I'm here for the culture. Then Jim Bag. The old Jim Bag.
Identity theft is not a joke.
Jimothy and that fucking beautiful beard.
Jimbo.
He goes, and Reed Richards. Fucking Quiet Place 2 was on my fucking screen, and I was like, yo. I was speechless. So then I wrote everything. Mm-hmm. So yes, fantastic. I wrote fantastic. I didn't even know his name. I knew his name. I know his name. I didn't know his name. I know he's Mr. Fantastic.
Yep.
Did I write Mr. Fantastic? No. I didn't.
I'm gonna guess not.
I didn't. I wrote Fantastic Four. And then I wrote everything else I wrote, and then I went back and I was like, Jim. I want to make sure that it was Jim specifically, because nobody else was there from Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
So I was like, Fantastic Four, Jim. Then I was like, okay, Captain Marvel, Captain Carter, Charles Xavier. Oh, then Charles Xavier came out. Sorry, I almost forgot. Wheels fucking showed up.
But there were no wheels.
He had the fucking hover chair.
Man.
From the cartoon, the yellow one that I've been talking about. If you guys have been listening to the X-Men,
we know you have,
podcast that I haven't edited or put out yet. But I've been talking about this goddamn yellow hover chair for 5 movies now.
Honestly, it's a big thing for both of us.
And we finally got it. It was a bug. Honestly, I'm not even gonna lie to you, Chris. It looked like a piece of shit. It really did. It didn't look sleek. It didn't look good. And I loved it.
Looked good to me.
It looked good to me too. But I was like, y'all could have did better than that. It was so bulky. I was like, this is terrible. But I love it. I loved every second of it. And yeah, what else is there? Is there anything else? Like, that's it. Like, that was it for me. Like, I was like, okay. And Chris smartly says, like Oscar, he smartly goes, yeah, this might be better than No Way Home.
Like, it's tough because I'll get there. We'll get there.
I was like, well, he's not wrong.
We'll get there.
So, that's all I got to say about that. Those are all my likes. I got one more, but those are all my likes.
Dude, that Illuminati scene was crazy. Because, I mean, if you saw the trailers, you already knew Charles was going to be there.
Keeve didn't. Until it got spoiled for me.
Fair.
I had no idea.
There was also appeared in the trailers was Captain Marvel.
Oh, see, yeah. That's it.
In a not totally clear sense, because everyone was convinced, because everyone, all the rumors were that was Tom Cruise as Superior Iron Man.
That's what my son was saying.
And so many people said that that's who that was, and that he was going to be in this movie, bar none. That was the only for sure confirmed cameo. Guess it wasn't in this fucking movie that I saw.
We were driving home. My son was like, I thought that was going to be Superior Iron Man. I was like, dude, that'd been great. He was like, no, they said Tom Cruise was going to be in it. And I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I love me some Tom Cruise. I don't like Top Gun, but I like Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like Cocktail, but I like Tom Cruise. And so I was like, that would have been sweet. I was like, I would have loved that. I was like, oh, well. I was like, I'm happy with it.
He would have gotten killed if it was him.
Oh, for sure. For sure. That's probably why they didn't do it. Like, we can't kill Iron Man
we can't
twice.
do it again.
We can't kill him twice in like 3 years.
Yeah.
But you can.
The whole thing.
But you can.
The whole thing was great because, for one, when they introduced them all, I did not necessarily expect them all to get murdered in this movie. I figured they'd just be like, oh, Steven, this and that. But once Wanda was at the doorstep, I was like, ooh, this is going to be ugly.
Yeah, they were like, oh, we'll deal with her, but you're the most, because that was the whole thing. They were like, Stephen Strange is the worst thing that can happen to the multiverse.
Yeah, and Steven was like, you don't know what's coming up behind me. And they all went out to face it, and Charles was like, these guys don't know what the fuck they're doing. You, Steven, you built a secret way out of here that will lead you to the Book of the Vishanti. You need to go now.
Which was actually in the trailer, which is crazy.
And then I'm going to go, them opening up that door. That was in everything.
Yeah.
And I don't remember seeing Dr. Christine Taylor behind him. I remember seeing America Chavez.
Yeah, you're right.
But I don't remember seeing her. And maybe it was because she wasn't super visible, or maybe they edited her out.
I think they edited her out because
either way,
they kept showing evil Doctor Strange in a different light. Because in this movie, he was like shaded, and I couldn't even see his face. So I was like,
because I thought that Doctor Strange was going to be the What If Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
and it wasn't.
Honestly, I remember you said that. I think our regular Doctor Strange is more What If Doctor Strange than he was. Because he was fighting with all kinds of animals.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was doing a lot of that. I thought that was really cool.
I know, I did too, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were like, yeah, he's whatever. He's like, you think I'm bad? Wait, did you see what the fuck's?
Yeah.
It was like the Hulk, like Thanos is coming, like who? Like, okay,
yeah,
we'll get him when we get him. No, you don't know.
He's gonna get you.
Shit out of me.
He's gonna get you. But yeah, the
Illuminati scene. Shot.
Come on, man. I didn't expect
it was going to go the way of Suicide Squad.
I wasn't prepared to see all these characters, for one. But also, Benedict Cumberbatch played every Doctor Strange variant. Let's use the word variant in this movie. He played every multiversal Doctor Strange in this movie, which to me means when this confirmed Fantastic Four movie fucking comes out in like 10 years, to me that means we're gonna see John Krasinski playing as Reed Richards.
It better be.
Because...
And he said he had kids.
Yep. Ooh. That's Frank. I don't know his other one, but that's Franklin Richards. That's one of the strongest fucking beings in Marvel Continuum.
Because he's a mutant, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And at least this Doctor Strange, and this Mr. Fantastic, Sue Storm's still alive, or is alive. Not to say that she might be dead in another one, but she's alive in some capacity.
That was also, I was really sad. I was like, no, he's not gonna die, is he? I was like, no, not Jim Bag.
Yeah.
I was like, shit, because she was like, is your wife alive? Like, yes, we have children.
There'll be someone to raise them.
There's somebody to raise them. I was like, no.
Yeah.
I was like, Jim, run, get out of there. I was like, damn it. Got his head popped off.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
He was awesome. I mean, none of them had a chance. Black Bolt, a character who don't really know a ton about, has always been said in Marvel, as far as I'm aware, has always been said to be really fucking powerful. And she killed him. And he was an inhuman character, someone that they had their show. I don't know if it was the same actor that played the same character, that apparently the show did terribly. And everyone's like, oh, they'll never touch that again. Well, he was in this fucking movie.
Black Bolt?
Yeah.
Had his own TV show?
The Inhumans had like their own show at one point.
Oh, yeah.
And it apparently didn't do well.
The movie or?
It was a show.
Oh, okay.
It was like him, and there's like his wife Medusa, who's like powers. He controls her own hair. There's that. I mean, most of them I think are on your poster right behind you. But exactly.
There's 1,000 people up here.
Exactly. But yeah, like they're characters that everyone's like, oh, they're never gonna touch again. That movie did shittily. Well, guess who was in this fucking movie?
Yeah.
So I mean, granted, multiversal versions of them died. They could always bring them back if they wanted to. Fuck, they brought Patrick Stewart back to be Charles Xavier.
Same.
And they could have decided to be dumb and bring James McAvoy in, but why would you choose him when Patrick Stewart exists?
They're still alive.
Yes. Thankfully.
I do like James McAvoy.
Yeah, I say nothing against him.
I just want to make sure.
But given the choice between the two, I'm going to take classic.
Fair.
If you want to give me classic Coke versus new Coke, I'm going to take classic every time.
I'm going to take Coke every time.
There you go. Yeah. But yeah, the Illuminati scene was great. And
yeah, at this point,
yeah, I have one more like.
Same.
Okay. Go ahead.
Ultron. Didn't know.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know. And I was like, oh, okay, because of... Okay, see, that's the thing. I didn't know about the Iron Man rumors.
Yeah.
So when I saw the robots, I was like...
I'm kind of glad he wasn't in it. Just saying it. I'm kind of glad he wasn't.
But I was like... Those robots look familiar. And I was like, okay, whatever. But it's robots. They're robots. I get it. And then when Wanda was laying through them like crazy, the one head popped off, and he's like, blah, blah, Ultron. I was like, wait, did he just say Ultron? I was like, yo. Even after the events, and I was like, oh, this is a new world. I was like, oh, man. And then the statue of Strange was like Earth's mightiest hero, and I was like, that was Iron Man. I was like, is Iron Man good? I didn't even think it. It wasn't a valid thought in my mind, but I think way in the back, I was like, is Iron Man going to show up? But I just, Reed Richards showed up, and I was like, I don't care.
Yep.
I don't care who else shows up after this. Fucking Aunt May can come back. I don't give a fuck. Like, she's dead. But yeah, Ultron. I like that. That's what those. Yeah. Then after that, I was just watching the movie because I couldn't contain my excitement after that. Yeah. Because then after that, that's when Wanda was fucking Jason and Freddy Krueger wrapped in one. She was fucking limping. Oh. Where'd you get that limp from? I don't know. Like she was like,
limping. You all right? Fine.
You got hit in the face. Why are you limping?
I don't know.
Literally, she was dragging her leg. I'm like, I don't know what happened, but I mean, she was getting fucked up, but also she killed everybody. But I guess she
didn't come out unscathed because she had that fucking big trickle of blood coming down her face too.
See, I was like, okay, that's blood. Then at one point, I'm like, nah, that's
not hers.
Yeah, I was like, it's not hers. I thought it was oil from the robots at first because it was really dark. But then she had like a gash on her hair, and I'm like, oh, it's like wrestling. Got it.
Yeah, she was blading. Yeah.
Yeah, good times.
Ric Flair, baby.
Yeah, I was like, okay, cool. But yeah, after that, I was just like, well, everything's great. Everything. I wrote everything. So what's your next like?
Doctor Strange is my final like.
I didn't write him down, but yes.
He deserves it, in my opinion. It's for this movie especially, because I went back and I watched the first Doctor Strange not too long ago. I was like, it's not bad. It's definitely a good movie. I didn't love him in it for some reason.
He's an asshole. That's
yeah,
why.
he definitely is. But that doesn't necessarily mean like disable me from liking a character, because Tony was an asshole in every movie he was in. And I still I still mostly like him.
I was about to say you don't like him as much.
Yeah, not as much, because after so many movies, you're like, all right, you got to develop a personality at a certain point. Because that's why I'm kind of like cooling. I cooled on fucking Rocket Raccoon at a certain point, because I was like, he's just annoying. He's like a fucking one note. At least in the movies, he's very one note.
Yeah, fair.
And has been until like Endgame, when he lost everybody and then was sad. But like Doctor Strange in his first movie was like, he's not bad. In Infinity War, liked him a lot. He was much better. Endgame, didn't really get to do anything.
No.
In Spider-Man, got to do some more. I liked him in that.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, I mean, obviously it's his movie, but he was great.
He was top notch.
He's not Sorcerer Supreme, of course. That's Wong's position, and he bowed to him at the end, which was great.
It was amazing.
But he made a fucking buzzsaw to cut that bus in half.
That was sweet.
He had like those fucking Hydra things coming out of his arms that she was chopping the heads off, and two more were coming back.
Listen, we know the saying.
I don't know what the fuck it was, like a big pink like monkey rabbit thing, like grabbed that car out of midair when he like waved his hand at it. That was amazing.
That was weird.
The cloak of levitation did its thing. He had everything he did was great. He dream walked into a fucking dead version of himself. Well, first off, he buries a dead multiversal version of himself on a rooftop. It's gonna violate a variance. He's like, I buried worse. I was like, ordinance. And he's like, I buried worse. I'm like, what? Where?
Same.
And then at the end of the movie, he like revives the dead body. He's like, he doesn't have to do. She's like, oh, you can dream walk into a version of yourself in another universe. There is no you in that universe anymore. He's like, it's not alive, but. And then it like, fucking zombie hand comes out of the thing.
Fucking Undertaker.
And the lights went out. Yeah. The lights went out. Bong, and then he stood at the top of the ramp for like 15 minutes.
Yeah,
and the fog machine kicked in.
We were in the middle of the movie, but the whole time I was just like, "My God, it's the Undertaker!"
My God, you're going one-on-one with the Undertaker.
I literally, as soon as the hand came out, I was like, "Fucking Kane."
Undead Doctor Strange was also not what I was expecting, because he was in the trailer.
Undead one?
Yes. That scene where he does the thing, like all those arms are around him and all that shit swirling around him that turned out to be all those spirits was in the trailer fully. Like, I think it was one of the last things they showed in the movie, or in the trailer. And seeing that, I was like, ooh, maybe he's the villain. No. It was a fucking hero. It was Steven, that was prime Stephen Strange controlling that corpse. Mm-hmm. He had a fucking levitation cloak made out of ghosts.
He did.
And that was awesome. He was missing half his fucking face because he was all fucked up from the demon fight in the beginning of the movie. And I don't know how long he'd been in that hole, but he did not look that shitty when they buried him.
He did.
He was missing chunks of his hands, more of his face than anything. He already looked fucking scary to begin with. And then he went and fucking fought Wanda. He looked great doing it. To be honest, when he was on top of that mountain and Steven was like, from the other universe, like dream walking in him and like moving his hands and stuff, and his hands were all like fucking clicky and twitchy. I was like, ooh, this is creepy. I like it. Part of me was really thinking, like, are we gonna get Marvel Zombies out of this? Because it was in What If, and I was like, that'd be a lot to fit into this movie at this point.
I mean, I guess technically we did get it.
Yeah.
Because Doctor Strange.
Yeah, because
was one of them.
Because he brought him back, but. You know, he wasn't like it wasn't a flesh-eating corpse. It was a puppet corpse.
It kind of fits because even in What If, Wanda comes back as a zombie, and she's super fucking powerful. Mm-hmm. So it kind of like it all fits. There's a lot of shit in this movie from What If, and I love it.
Yes.
And the fact that I know there's people who didn't watch What If, that's what they get.
Yep. Because that's why I said if you don't watch What If, then fuck you.
Same. Because at this point, you missed out.
Yeah.
You've already missed out. So, sucks. Now you can go back and be like, oh, okay, this made idiot.
Because I was going to text you about this, but I decided to wait until we saw the movie and I could tell you it in person.
That was a good move.
No, something else. What I'm going to tell you now.
It doesn't matter. It was a good move.
I saw a headline that said, Marvel fans are, quote, roasting, unquote, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness because of the sheer amount of Marvel content you had to have watched to get it. And I'm like, bitch, we have been there for the last 12 years.
I mean, that's literally, yeah.
That's what makes it, in my opinion, that's one of the things that makes it so good, is that it builds, everything builds. And granted,
Chris,
you don't have to have watched Captain America to fucking get Thor 2. It doesn't hurt because Captain America fucking shows up in it.
Yeah, technically.
Yes, as Loki. Yeah. It turns into it. But like, it certainly doesn't hurt.
It doesn't hurt.
You don't have to have seen it, but it doesn't hurt. Everything is not necessarily connected directly, but it's all in there. And the fact that there's been since 2008, even past 2008, since Patrick Stewart, that's what, 2000?
Yeah.
Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, it's like what, 2000, 2002? Mm-hmm. All these things are now being brought back. So yeah, even the fucking, let's go even further. 1997 X-Men cartoon for the fucking theme song and the chair. Because we didn't mention it. When that theme song played, I got chills. And look at me, I'm getting it now again.
And it's not this cold dang basement either.
It's if you don't want to have to watch a bunch of shit to get it. First off, don't watch a fucking multiverse movie because you're already going to be lost. But also, don't come into a franchise of movies that's been going for
30 deep.
Yeah, that's like going since 2000 at this deep point. Yeah. Between cartoons, movies, shows, like just regular shows, and apparently upcoming holiday specials, and all kinds of shit. You have there's an entry. There's a fairly steep entry for this, but it's nothing compared to the actual comic books because there's a million volume ones of every hero, DC or Marvel.
To piggyback on everything you said, I literally told my son that when we were driving home. I was like, as I told Chris, I watched Batman vs Superman 2 days ago. I finished it last night, but I've been watching at work because I don't do shit. Then I started Justice League, the original one, because then I'm going to watch Zack Snyder's one after. I told my son, I said, this is the reason why I like Marvel more than DC. Because they took the time to build an actual world. And then they said, guess what? We have more worlds coming. Mm-hmm. And not only that, but the best thing about it is they're connecting the MCU to old things. They're like, hey, 97 X-Men, you want to be in the MCU? Let's go. Hey, Tobey Maguire, you want to be in the MCU? Let's go. Andrew Garfield, why not? Because it was like 2012 when you came out, so you should be in it. Because, that was my gripe.
And you were great.
And you were amazing. You're amazing.
And you still are.
You're amazing.
Amazing.
You've always been amazing.
You always have been, and you still are.
I'm number 3.
You're number 3. Amazing.
Fucking so and then now they're bringing in the X-Men. First off, they're bringing in the X-Men.
Possibly.
How can they not? How can they not now?
Honestly,
you can't. You have to now.
You would think so.
Because unlike fucking Venom, like here's the thing, I don't hate Venom 2, but the fact that there was a mutant in Venom 2, but they didn't treat her like a mutant is annoying. You brought in Charles Xavier. You brought in Mutant 1. And you're going to tell me there's no more mutants coming? There's no way. They can't.
Exactly.
They can't. I feel like fucking Breaking Bad. They can't keep getting away with this. Yeah. But they do, and it's fucking amazing. Yeah. And the fact that you do have to keep up, that's like me going into fucking anything,
literally anything,
reading volume 6 of Lord of the Rings and being like, what the fuck is this about? That would be stupid. That would be opening. It's like me opening I was gonna say something. That's like me just opening a random page in the Bible and being like, who's this guy character?
Who's this Jesus fella everybody's talking about?
Who's this Jesus prick?
What can he do?
Yeah, like water and wine. Why can't he do that? You should go back and read it. Like, there's a reason you got to build it. Literally, I don't understand how people cannot get this, especially if you are a Christian, not to dig on religious people. Literally, there's a multiverse in the Bible. Like, you're telling me Abraham lived to be 1,000 years old, but Jesus lived to be 33? Fuck you. Fuck off. You're going to tell me that two people... Yeah, I heard something the other day. This probably isn't a platform for it, but I'm going to say it because I think it's hilarious.
It is a platform.
It said, it's like, oh, God created us. No, he didn't. He created two people. The guy was like, it was a comic. He was like, God created two people, Adam and Eve. My mom created 5. So I'm not saying my mom's better than God. But I was like, same. But anyway, I thought it was funny. But
That's a good point.
Listen, I'm here for good points. Anyway, the Bible is already the multiverse. How can you not get it? And here's the thing. People, we're too much, our society, if I can soapbox here, our society has become so, give it to me right now, they don't want to wait anymore.
Hence the fucking pervasive spoilers everywhere.
Same.
I like being surprised by stuff.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing
Same.
to me.
Same. But here, not even, forget spoilers, the sheer amount of people who hate the fact that you got to wait for like Moon Knight and WandaVision, dude, it's making me feel so much better about my life. Because guess what? You know, one of my favorite shows, Ozarks, just came out. We haven't watched it yet.
No?
Not yet. We just haven't had time. I've been working a lot. So, it all came out at once. It's over with now. It's not coming out again. So now, if I see anything about Ozarks, I'm like, nope. Swipe it, because I don't want to know the ending of it. The last 6 or 7 episodes have come out, and that's it. We're done. We won't. But guess what? If they would have came out like last week, 6 came, we would have watched it. We would have found a way to watch it because it's like coming out episodically is great. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But we're
that's
so
how
much
shit
of a.
was when we grew up. It was like you waited every week. I waited every week to watch new episodes of The Office, Parks and Rec, 30 Rock, Scrubs,
Modern Family.
Name a fucking NBC sitcom at the time that was on like their Thursday or Wednesday night lineup. I was waiting to watch new episodes every week. Arrested Development when it was still coming out on Fox at the time.
Community.
Yeah, Community. Yes, how could I fucking forget Community?
I don't know, but I got you.
I mean, I still watch shows weekly that come out weekly because my favorite anime has never taken a break ever, and I love it.
Nice.
And it's like I wait every week, and I watch it. And they preview the next episode. You get like a few seconds of the next episode. I'm like, cool. I know what I'm gonna get into. That's all I need.
Anytime I hear next time, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Because that's literally X-Men, the cartoon. Last time on the Varsity Blues. But like literally, like it's here's the thing. We've talked about Mortal Kombat. We've talked about what other remakes have we watched recently? Mortal Kombat.
Remakes or sequels also?
Yeah, but sequels with a long period of time in between.
Matrix.
So, Star Wars, Matrix. Nostalgia is a killer. People really love nostalgia. Oh, I remember when it was like this. You should go back and watch that movie. It's not as great as you think.
It's not that way anymore, and it probably wasn't that way then either.
Same. So then when the new stuff comes out, they're like, this isn't what I remember. Great. Now, they're like, hey, remember when you used to watch shit once a week? And they're like, I don't like that. That's not a good nostalgia for me. Why not? Anticipation.
Yes.
Is amazing.
It can be tough.
That's okay.
But it also, it's got a bigger payoff than like,
Same.
oh, hey, the whole season of Mandalorian just came out. Let's watch it all in a day. And then what do you do with yourself?
Then what?
Hey, I mean, it's sad to say that like it gives me something to look forward to, but obviously that's not the only thing I'm looking forward to in my life.
I don't think that's sad though.
Yeah, because like it's not the only thing. If that was the only thing I had in my life to look forward to, it would be fucking depressing.
I'll put it to you like this. I don't think it's sad. I think what's more sad, and this is just me because I don't do it often. Hey, you want to watch these 10 episodes of this one show that just came out yesterday?
Yeah.
In one sitting? Like, we did that with Tiger King. When there was the pandemic was at its height.
Yeah.
When we were at home 24 hours a day.
But it was also like a docu-series, and they gave you more information each episode. It wasn't like...
Also, yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, hey, in the next episode, I don't know, Joe Exotic
kill somebody because he does.
Joe Exotic gets a fucking jetpack finally.
That'd be hilarious.
And raises a Jedi child as his own. No, there was no like character progression. It was like, hey, guess what dumb shit he already did.
There was character progression though, but
like,
not
fair.
progression, regression.
Yeah,
he was wow.
That's fair.
But the thing is, even still, that you're right, it's a docuseries. But I felt more like shit sitting on my couch for 10 hours than I do being like, hey, let's watch this 30-minute episode of this. Boom, 45-minute episode of this. Boom. Oh, I gotta wait another week. Okay, let me go do something else.
Right.
Let me go live my life.
Yeah.
I feel way better when I can come down here, watch a show, be like, great. Okay, let me do something else. Even if I'm still watching TV, at least I'm watching something else.
Yeah. Because you always be like, oh, let's watch a different show.
Same.
Instead of let's watch 10 hours of the same show.
And then next thing you know, it is 10 hours later, and you're like, oh. I feel like shit. We've just been sitting here eating and doing nothing and watching this show. We've accomplished nothing today. I like accomplishing nothing every day, but guess what? I also like doing various other things too. So, yeah, to me, the epic title releases, great.
Yeah, I'm fine with
the fact that we got to wait on movies, great.
Because they got to make them.
And now they've been coming out like crazy because the pandemic is slightly less.
Yeah. I mean, they pushed a bunch of stuff back, but we've gotten more in the last couple of years than we have in a long time.
This last year than we have in a long time.
Because
of the pandemic.
Because we've been getting movies and series.
And then we think about it, before the pandemic, shit, we had Endgame and then Spider-Man, and then that was it.
Yeah.
We got nothing else, and nothing else is coming out anytime soon either. Pandemic was like, well, let's stop that too. I was bet.
Yeah, because they were like, Black Widow. Better keep pushing that back. Keep pushing that back. Here's WandaVision.
It was great.
It was great. Yes.
And then Falcon and Winter Soldier came out before that too.
And here's Falcon Winter Soldier. It was great.
With what's her name in it?
Let's push Wanda back a little bit. Or let's push Black Widow back a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't. So that whole, like you said, that whole headline. If Marvel turns into Star Wars fandom, I'm gonna be really upset because there's no, I found this. I heard this quote for the first time last year. Never heard it before this. There's no hate like Christian love, and I love it. It's the best quote I've ever heard. There's no hate like Star Wars fans. They hate Star Wars. They hate Star Wars more than people who call Star Wars Star Trek. Because they don't even care that whatever it's called. I think my sister, I was like, yeah, let's watch a Star Wars. I was like, did you watch that episode? She goes, I don't watch Star Wars. I'm like, we've never talked about Star Wars? She was like, no, because we talk about Marvel. And my sister loves Marvel, and so does my nephew. So I'm like, okay, cool. You didn't? Because I think I told her, because she just didn't get around to watching What If. She's not a big fan, and plus she doesn't go out and watch the movies. So she's like, I'll just wait for shit to come out. And I was like, okay, you should watch What If before Doctor Strange comes out. And whatever. So anyway, we were talking about Star Wars. And she was like, yeah, I don't really. Because they don't care. They don't care. They don't love it or hate it. They're just like, one of Star. How much is Star Wars? Here's $1. Yeah. Like, whatever. But Star Wars fans?
That's fine.
They know every character. They know who's the blue dude that showed up in this.
Max Rebo. Oh no, Cad Bane.
Cad Bane. I barely knew who Cad Bane was. I couldn't tell you the name, but when I saw him, I was like, I know he's important. I know he's popular. I just don't know who he is. People were like, oh, Cad Bane, Cad Bane, Cad Bane. He looked okay.
Yeah, he didn't look blue enough. Like, he was fucking blue.
Fuck you.
He was fucking blue.
I thought he was so fucking good.
I thought he looked good, and I had already seen him in the show prior, the Clone Wars show. So I knew who he was. I didn't know like a ton about him. I just knew he was a Jedi killing bounty hunter.
Well, that's the thing. I seen him in Clone Wars, but I haven't watched Clone Wars since my son was like a toddler. So I'm like, it's been because Clone Wars has been out for years. Yeah. So I'm like, that's what I was telling I think that's what I was telling my sister about. I was like, the last season just ended. I was like, they didn't have a season for a while. Yeah. But I was like, my son was in elementary school. He's 17 now. So I'm like, it's been out for a minute.
Yeah, it's been a little bit.
And so I'm like, but people hate it. They fucking hate it. And I'm like, bro, because I was telling her about some of the cameos that happened in the last season. Oh, because we were talking about Rosario Dawson. Because I was talking about her being a night nurse. And I was like, oh yeah, she was in this and this and this. I was like, because I was telling her I really want to watch Daredevil because you told me it was good and somebody else told me it was good. And I was like, I really want to watch it. I was like, I watch Iron Fist. And she was like, I haven't seen any of those shows.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
she's in all of them.
I'm like, yeah, Rosario Dawson. And I'm like, I love Rosario Dawson. She's been in so many things. First time I ever saw her was Men in Black 2. It was great. And then she was in fucking Sin City. So I'm just like, Rosario Dawson is amazing, beautiful. She's awesome. And then I'm like, yeah, she was in Avengers. I'm like, it'd be great if she came back. I was like, that'd be awesome, just because, whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, so we started talking about her, and then we started talking about, I was like, oh, and then she was also Ahsoka Tano. I was like, she looks the part. She looks amazing. Yeah. And they've been talking about getting her own show. Mm-hmm. I'm like, Star Wars fans, terrible.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a lot of fandoms that can be pretty fucking terrible.
Marvel hasn't. For me,
I'd like to say I haven't really seen a lot of it from Marvel.
They just get really nitpicky on certain things.
Yeah,
I mean that can be terrible.
And yeah, they definitely can be.
They get real nitpicky about their favorites though.
Yeah,
because
you can like both. You can like Marvel. You can like DC. You can like
I do
all kinds of other shit.
Same.
But there's people like, oh well, if you like Marvel, oh you're like a fucking Disney fanboy. You're a Marvel fanboy. You probably like, I don't know, something that they think is dumb. Yeah. Instead, like, oh, I like DC because it's more serious, more dark. Like, yeah, it also kind of sucks. Sucks. At least as far as movies go.
Fair.
Yeah, there's toxicity in every fandom. Like I consider myself a Marvel fan, a Star Wars fan, an anime fan, a wrestling fan. A lot of those fucking fandoms are disgusting. A video game fan, a lot of those fandoms are fucking disgusting, toxic places to be.
Ironically,
I'd like to think that I'm not toxic and disgusting.
I don't think you're toxic or disgusting.
I appreciate
as a person, you're just not.
I appreciate that.
Also, as a fan, I don't think you are.
I'd like to think that I'm not, but I've seen it, and I think it gives us all a fucking bad name.
This would be a terrible podcast if you were toxic. By the way, just throwing it out there. If you had toxic views, I'd be like, all right. Episode 2.
I feel like if I had toxic views, I wouldn't be on the podcast, to be fair, because I feel like you would be like, I'm not co-hosting with this fucking dick.
100%. You're absolutely right.
So yeah, maybe I am great.
There you go. See, you're amazing. You've always been amazing.
No, I'm not.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Like I said, you're right. You're absolutely correct. You can be toxic. Ironically, all 5 of those things you named, not including DC, they're all the most toxic ones are homophobic, racist, and misogynist. Mm-hmm. They hate.
And that goes across all of those categories.
Every single one of them. Yeah. If they hated one, they're like, hey, that cartoon character that you drew up out of the craziness of your mind, that's never been a thing, better not be black.
Yep.
This alien, I want a white alien.
Yep.
Or green. I don't want no black alien.
Yep.
Can't be no black Superman. Fuck out of here. I love people. Either way, this is just gonna turn into a rant. No. I fucking hate people.
No, we don't.
I want to work from home, but my I almost called her my wife. My fiance would think I would just stay at home and not see people anymore. And I was like, Chris can come over.
Hey, there we go.
She's like, no, that doesn't count.
Yeah, I'm not people.
He's not
people. I'm not people.
Anyway, so yeah, let's just get back to Doctor Strange.
One other thing I forgot to mention in my likes.
Let's do it.
The music fight between the two doctors. That was fucking great.
It was actually pretty sweet.
I really liked it.
Like, yeah, I wasn't even upset about it. And the music was actually pretty sweet.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure like evil Doctor Strange was shooting like shit from the Phantom of the Opera at him or something.
Yeah, so it was like really like.
That was good.
Yeah, that was actually really good. And then he hit that harp note.
That one little note that like sent the whole fucking thing off.
That was actually
good.
pretty good.
That was good stuff.
I agree with you.
That was the last thing that I wrote that I wanted to make sure I got.
Doctor Strange had a lot of really good fights in this movie, so I can't really complain about it.
They got right to it. Because that was gonna be the first thing that I wrote for the movie, was like getting right into it. Because the pacing almost reminded me of Thor Ragnarok. Because Hela showed up within like the first half hour.
She did.
And the first thing she does is break his fucking hammer and kick his ass off world.
Which they showed in a trailer.
And yes. And like as soon as, I mean, this movie started in a fucking action sequence in the dream that was the multiverse. And then he woke up, went to the wedding, which turned into another action sequence.
Yeah.
Which turned into let's go see Wanda, which turned into a threat, which turned into another fucking action sequence of her attacking.
Agreed.
And then kicked his ass off world. It wasn't exactly the same pacing, but it reminded me of like, oh, here comes the big fucking threat.
Right away.
And Thor didn't spend the whole movie running from it, but he spent the whole movie trying to get back to it. But in this one, they spent the whole movie fucking trying to get to her, but also running from her at the same time.
If you think about it, besides Black Widow, every single Marvel movie has got right to it. Spider-Man withholding though, because he did a lot of running away because of the news.
Yeah, they had to build up to what was happening,
which is fair. But even then, yeah, there was a lot of, but that's okay though, because it was explaining what was going on, which I don't mind.
Yeah, because like Shang-Chi, that bus fight happens pretty early.
Well, shit, he has the rings right at the beginning. The dad. Remember they show him taking over the whole entire thing. It starts off with the exposition of the mom explaining to Shang as a kid what their dad used to do. Yeah, it started off with him beating some ass.
And then the bus fight still happens pretty quickly.
Yeah, it does.
Eternals. I haven't watched it since. I need to rewatch it. It didn't get. I don't remember it starting with action stuff, but they peppered it in there throughout with like the flashbacks and stuff.
No, it starts off with the action scene because they were in the BC. They were in like 500 BC, and the fucking lion came out, ate the one dude, and then they started fighting him, and then they go to her in London, but then they go quickly back to them again, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. They get right to it because they know you got a 3-hour movie. Listen, we got to get right to it. Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I think Marvel's actually doing a great job. You know, unlike not to me, but like I was telling my son when we were driving home, he said that he was over his grandma's house today because it's Mother's Day, and he's like, oh yeah, she was watching the Batman. I was like, oh, which one? She was like, no, the new one, the Batman. I was like, oh, okay. And so he was like 50 minutes in, she turned it off. She said it was boring. And I was like, yeah. I was like, because people are spoiled with superhero movies. I was like, the Batman was not a superhero movie. It was a detective movie. I was like, and that's the reason why I like that movie for the DC. Mm-hmm. But I was like, this is also why I like Marvel, because unlike the DC, Marvel has built it from the beginning. And so when you get these movies that aren't necessarily stereotypically superhero movies like the Eternals, it still makes sense. You still like, okay, I see where you're going with this, and I see why this all has to happen. With the Batman movies, you're like, okay, Batman's going to start kicking some ass soon, which he never fucking does. But blah, blah, blah. But in this movie, he actually does. I was like, wait.
And then he detects some ass.
And then he detects for a minute, working with the police like he does in the fucking cartoon. I was like, but it's okay. I get it. People don't have to like it.
And then he got back to kicking ass at the end. Well, all those fucking internet incels were out there, and he was just beating their asses. And I was like, this is what the world needs. This is what the world needs.
Same.
Batman out there taking fucking people down a peg or two.
Agreed.
Breaking their goddamn legs.
Facts. Okay. Dislikes.
Nope.
Just the audience in our movie theater.
Yeah.
That's about it. Honestly, I was trying to think of a dislike for this movie, and I couldn't.
I didn't have one.
Okay. Stan Lee cameo.
The wedding bartender was the first thing I could think of when he was at the wedding.
Okay.
I feel like he could have reacted to him turning her glass of water into some red wine.
That's fair.
That would have been hilarious.
That's fair.
The other thing that popped into my head was when the tentacle monster was climbing the building, and they did the quick cut to the people inside, like watching it go up.
Ooh.
I thought that would have been funny, but then the first thing that came to my head was, "Don't make me come down there," and I was like, that would have been too much.
That would have been good.
Or him as Pizza Papa, but then we wouldn't have gotten Bruce Campbell.
Wouldn't have got Bruce Campbell.
But I wouldn't want to see Stan Lee punching himself in the face.
No.
So he's old.
Yeah.
I mean, he's passed, but he was old.
Right.
So, but those are my ideas.
I didn't even think about it because I was so engrossed in this movie, I forgot. I'm trying to think. Let me think. No. I would say something with America Chavez.
Okay.
I don't know what, though.
Like a multiversal Stan, or okay.
Yeah. Or like him, or when they were going through the different worlds, he could have showed up because they were doing random things. That could have been cool. He could have been in the paint world. That'd have been hilarious. Oh. See, that would have been the best place to put him because you wouldn't actually have to use him. You can use his likeness. Mm-hmm. But hey, whatever.
They could have done a statue of him or something.
Or at the end, the cameo scene, the last credit scene when with Bruce Campbell, he could have been trying to buy a hot dog or something. Or pizza balls, they look gross, but I'll probably eat one.
Still pizza.
Yeah, it's still pizza. Come on. Or because Dr. Strange was walking down the street for a minute, for a couple seconds before the Charlize Theron comes out. My favorite African American. It's not Elon Musk, that's for goddamn sure. So.
Careful, he'll take away your free speech on Twitter.
Please do.
No, he won't. He's all in favor of it, sort of.
Anyway, we can talk about that later. But okay, so Slushie Meter.
Take a guess, man.
I'm gonna guess Cinco de Mayo.
C. I had to count on my hands for a little bit.
C. What am I seeing? Yes. It's definitely a 5.
Si, senor.
It became a 5 when...
So when Jim showed up?
When Jim showed up. If it wasn't already, it became a 5 when Jim showed up.
This movie was so good.
This movie was fucking amazing. I would say go see it. And I can't wait till it comes out. I'm not going back to the movie theater. It cost me an arm and a leg. But, yeah. I'm going to watch it again.
Oh, for sure.
For sure. The only movie I haven't watched again is Black Widow, so fuck that movie.
I have.
I have not.
I have. I still liked it. I still have not watched Eternals again yet. I plan to. Megan said she wants to watch it, so I'll wait and see when we can fit it in.
It's a good movie.
Man, this movie was so good.
Yeah, I'll definitely watch it again for sure. I can't wait because I know there's something I missed.
Yeah, same. Because someone messaged me. They were like, "Oh, I just saw Doctor Strange. I liked it, but I like Spider-Man more." I was like, "That's fine. Like, I'm not.
That's okay.
I have no issue with that." But
you love Spider-Man, so you're probably
and I didn't respond to the message because I was going to wait until I see it to respond in anyway. I don't know which one I like more.
You're fucking wrong.
Yeah, no, I can't. I can't say that.
That's fair.
Because I like them both differently. Because like Spider-Man was good and it had like good nostalgia value.
Yes.
This one was good and it had like
nostalgia from the comics.
Good nostalgia from like Charles and everything, but also like looking forward.
Yes. I agree.
Because Spider-Man had a little bit of that with Venom, but not as much as this. Not as much as this.
The only forward-thinking thing that he had was, this is the Spider-Man we know now. The one who is in the apartment, unhinged maybe, but he doesn't have to protect anybody now.
Yeah.
Except for when he meets new people.
He's apparently seems to be going to be the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Exactly.
In his blue and red suit.
Looking good.
Listen to police scanners. And that was the other thing, because they mentioned him in this movie.
They
didn't say Peter.
He didn't say Peter. He's like, oh, what's Spider-Man?
He's like, Spider-Man? Who's Spider-Man? He's got the powers of a spider. Does he look like a spider? No more, man.
Does he shoot webs out of his butt?
What? No. Maybe?
Maybe.
I don't know. He's like, oh, why'd you come? He's like, oh, Wanda's like, why'd you come to me? Well, given it was you, Archer with a mohawk, and a few bug-themed heroes.
Which was hilarious.
That was great, because I was like, Ant-Man.
Yeah, I thought of
it. It's like Ant-Man and the Wasp, baby.
Yeah. That's what I was telling my son. He was like, man, they should come up with new Avengers. I'm like, who would it be? He's like, well, it could be. I'm like, think about it. They haven't. I was like, Thor's off world doing his thing. I said, fucking Iron Man's dead. Captain America presumably dead.
Yeah.
The Hulk
out of commission.
Can't be sure. I was like, so at this point, I was like, who do you? I was like, they haven't introduced enough new people yet.
Hulk's got one arm, one good arm at least so far. He's supposed to be. I'm pretty sure they confirmed that he's going to be in the She-Hulk show.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be.
And I'm assuming that's going to be like maybe a passing of the torch type thing.
Yeah.
Which is great. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I want to see that.
No, same.
For some reason, I've never been excited to see like the old Hulk movies. I still haven't seen them. But even when you be like, we should check them out, I'm like, yeah. But I'd rather see this for some reason.
Let's watch them before the She-Hulk movie comes out. Like right before though.
Okay.
But just show.
Okay.
We can watch them both because I don't. Like I said, the first one I don't remember as much.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that looks good because they're doing a lot of bringing in new characters, but also like kind of replacing old ones. Where it's like, oh, okay, well it's still the same Spider-Man, but maybe it's not Tom Holland anymore. We'll see going forward.
I already told you my theory. Who it should be?
Who?
Miles Morales.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. No, I mean like playing the role of Peter Parker. If they bring him back, it might not be Tom Holland anymore. We'll see. Well, yeah, if they brought in Miles, that'd be amazing.
Can't wait.
All the Guardians are supposedly most of them aren't coming back after the next Guardians movie, so who knows what they're going to do with them. Cap's out of commission. Iron Man's dead. Hawkeye has Kate Bishop coming in.
Kate Bishop.
Natasha's dead. We've got Yelena, the better one. We have Doctor Strange. Hopefully he's not going anywhere for a minute because I'm like finally really starting to like him. Not that I disliked him before, but like I'm really getting into him now.
Everybody usually gets a trilogy.
Hopefully.
So that's why it was like Doctor Strange will return.
Fuck, Thor's getting a fourth one.
Yeah, technically they rebooted him. That's what I was told when Ragnarok came out. Like
That's
from
fair.
people who review it, they're like they had to reboot. I'm like, oh, I didn't think of it that way.
So he should get one more after this then. Got it.
Yeah, exactly. Which I don't think is going to be him.
But we'll see. Yeah, exactly. We'll see. It might be Jane. It might. Who knows? And between like people getting quasi replaced and new people coming in, like Shang-Chi, like the Eternals getting introduced, like Blade coming in, who's not new to us, but like is being introduced. It's going to be a good time. It's been a good time. It's going to continue to be good.
I'm excited.
Same.
I need a scorecard now.
Oh, and since Captain America's out of commission, well, Steve Rogers' Captain America's out of commission. Now we have Sam Wilson, Captain America.
Black Captain
We
America,
got
baby.
Black Falcon.
Yeah.
Black Captain America. Let's
Captain
do it.
America.
And he's already been confirmed to get a movie.
Damn, he better.
So, let's do it.
Or I'm calling Marvel racist, okay? Because fuck it. You gave me one shitty Captain America movie. He better at least get one shitty one as well.
There you go.
God damn
Or
it.
they could just give him a good one to start off with. But
Or they could. They can definitely do that. I'm cool with that. He already got a show.
If it's him and Bucky on a team-up movie, that's going to be good.
I'm tired of Bucky.
I'd rather he get his own thing.
Yeah, I'm tired of Bucky.
But I could see them pairing them up just because, like, oh, we don't know if people watch it. I could see it.
I mean,
But I'd rather see him get his own.
I want to get him with somebody else though.
Like,
he needs
like team up with?
Yeah, he needs somebody different because Bucky ain't it. Bucky has
fair.
his own shit going on.
That's fair.
But I want to see him.
I feel
do
like Bucky like the safe choice.
Yeah.
Of like sidekick characters.
Is he though?
I mean, in their view, probably just because everyone knows him at this point. I
Yeah.
can see them throwing him together because they were already buddies in the thing. But I wouldn't mind seeing him with somebody else. I don't know who it would be.
Wolverine. Don't they team up at some point?
Fucking fine. Okay.
Captain America.
Everyone teams up at some
Yeah,
point.
so I'm not far off.
So yeah,
I'm not far off. I'm just hoping shit.
It could be anybody.
It's weird the fact that they keep. I heard someone say Tom Hardy could do it. I'm like, isn't he like 45? Like, Tom Hardy's not young. We need somebody who's not gonna be. I don't want another Logan. Okay, I don't need another Logan. I don't care how short Tom Hardy is.
Yeah.
Like, give me.
They got to look ahead. Like they have to plan because these movies aren't coming. Some of these movies aren't coming out for years.
To be fair,
We have to make sure that some of these people are going to be around long enough. Not that 45 is ancient, but like some of these people have to be. We have to make sure they're able to keep playing these roles.
here's my thing.
If
I
that's what
agree.
they want to do.
They better. Here's my thing. I'm mine was a fan theory. Marvel's doing well, so I don't want to make it seem like they're doing shitty with the casting, because they're not. Marvel is doing it correctly, and so I'm cool with that. So they're not going to do Tom Hardy, but the people who want Tom Hardy, I'm like, okay, what happened to him in Batman Rise, The Dark Knight Rises? Because I loved him in Dark Knight Rises, but no one likes that movie. Okay,
there you go.
I'm like, bro, he was in it. He was good.
And like people's main argument for him being Wolverine is that he's short.
Yeah, and stocky.
Well, look how great Hugh Jackman did, and Hugh Jackman's like 6'5".
He's like 6'. Yeah, he's huge as shit.
They just had him stand in a ditch or put everyone else on a fucking phone book or something, so he looked short.
Same.
When they cared about doing that.
Only Tom Cruise does.
Yeah.
Anywho, Doctor Strange and Mother's Day was great movie. 5s all around.
Yeah.
Gym bags all around.
Come on.
I'm so excited about that. I don't know why. I know why.
Now I just want to know who's going to be the rest of the Fantastic Four.
Doesn't matter at this point.
I hope, kinda, because I really hope that he comes back to continue being.
Yeah, they better not fuck with me.
To continue
like this.
being Mr. Richards.
Yeah, same.
But I would lie.
Or they can get a real Mr. Richards.
My dad?
Yeah, same. Talking about thinking ahead.
Hey,
he's old enough, right?
Oh, most definitely.
Most definitely.
He's definitely old enough.
Did you set the storage unit on fire?
Almost definitely.
What's that?
I'm gonna get blamed for this. May he rest in peace.
Oh, Patrice O'Neal. Mm-hmm. You want to swim with this sea monster, don't you? All right, tell your girl shut up. Anyway, all right.
No,
that's
Kelly,
enough
listen to him.
Fat butt disease, Michael.
You got fat butt disease?
Butt. You got fat butt.
He said I live a comfy, nerfy life.
You Braveheart. I Braveheart. All right,
I was braver than you, Michael. I couldn't wake up and be you every day.
I could. Sweet Jan.
I'm braver than you. Much braver than me. I couldn't wake up every day and be you.
What about Jan? What about her? Sweet Jan. Okay, I'm done. It's Jim. Jim did it. This is Jim's fault. It always is. Day classic.
Rascal.
Damn it! I feel like Wanda was like, "Look who just woke up. I've been up all day," and then she killed him.
She murdered him.
I think Charles wanted to murder Jim too. By the way, either way, all right, we're done with this. This is too far. It's already we're going on 2 hours.
Almost as long as a movie. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, same. That's what happened.
We've been known to.
Listen, facts. We ain't talking about shit right now. So it is what it is. All right, guys. Make sure you follow us on all the things, and make sure you listen to all the things, and we will return next week. Same Bat Channel, same Superman place. Fortress of Solitude. Amen. All right, this has been Keith.
Pudding.
Make sure you put them in custody.
I've always been your biggest flan. And this has been Chris.
We're out of here. Bye.